Hello guys, it's me, Dredden. Today we're going to look at the new survival system and the critical injuries. So in short, there's basically a bunch of new buffs that cause major damage to your body, and they need to be healed with various items. On the left side, they'll appear as buffs, so you'll know what they are, and they'll also remove the total amount of health that you have. So instead of, for example, right now, me being at 115, maybe it'd be at 110 or lower, depending on what kind of injury I have. So you can't get criticals when you're fighting a zombie just right off the bat. You have to have a little bit of some kind of injury, and the more hits you take, the more chance you'll have of actually having a problem with a crit. If your character has armor on, it will reduce the chance of it happening. The zombies basically have to overcome the armor you have, and these are a couple of things to reduce the chance of actually getting a crit unfairly. And some of the damage types will actually be incremental, so like you have to worry about getting the first level before you would have to worry about getting the next level. For example, like breaking your arm basically requires you to have a sprained arm first. So we're going to go through these one by one. The list of them are abrasions, sprained or broken arm, sprained or broken leg, deep lacerations, concussion, and infection. Alright, so let's start with abrasion. An abrasion. Bumps and bruises are the most common type of injury and heal over time. Perks or medical items like aloe cream, first aid bandages, or first aid kits increase the healing speed. Maximum health is lowered by 2. Healing speed is 100%. I want to see here if I get a second abrasion here. Ooh, yeah, look at that. 19 minutes now. 4, so they do stack. So that's good to know. Now, this healing speed is a number that's just in the code that heals you over time for criticals. It's affected by the healing items you've already used. The healing items all adjust the healing speed variable as follows. Use, so that brings our healing time down by 2, and our abrasion healing speed is 200%. Okay, so if we go over to this, we see 200. This one, so an abrasion healing speed of 300. Yeah, so then that goes up, so that reduces it to 6. It doesn't stack, it just replaces the value. This one here has the abrasion healing speed of 400, so that's also pretty sweet. So we use that, and then that drastically increases the healing. So that's your best bet right there, is your first aid kit. First aid bandages are pretty good. This is actually a pretty good system, I like that. So we'll go back to the deep lacerations here. The deep lacerations can only be treated properly with a first aid kit or sewing kit, but a simple bandage will stop the bleeding. Your max health will be lowered by 25%. Critical health hit resistance against bleeding is minus 15%. So you end up getting a higher chance of getting a bleeding buff. Okay, lacerations cause some bleeding. We can use a bandage on that, and that'll get rid of the bleeding. The laceration, though, is dealt with when you have a sewing kit. The sewing kit helps you get rid of that because you have to like stitch it closed. There you go, and that restores our maximum health as well. Alright guys, the other thing you can do if you have a laceration is you can use a first aid kit. So let's just go over into the B menu here, and we see we have our deep lacerations that will last all this time, blah, 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 blah. And in first aid kit, you can see suture laceration 100%, so it will patch you up. So we can just use one of those, boom, and that will get rid of it. Cool. Infections, I guess. Well, infections are their own beast, I tell you. So for the first 5%, you don't really have any sort of problems. So when you first get an infection, it just says you have a mild infection. It will get worse until treated by antibiotics. Getting hit by zombies or animals will make an infection worse. So yeah, we'll go into this. If you don't treat it with honey or antibiotics, then you start to get a bigger infection, and that starts to affect your stamina change. At level 2 here, you end up getting a reduction of your stamina over time, so you just don't get that stamina back as much. And then as everything progresses, you end up starting to lose more stamina over your time until when you finally get to, fully infected, you end up just dying. That's it. So it's kind of terrible. It happens really quick. But to treat it, if it's higher than 5%, you're going to need these herbal antibiotics or normal antibiotics. If it's lower than that, you can use a jar of honey, which you can find in lots of different places in buildings. And that just helps us get rid of it. And that takes a bit of time. If you're below 5, the honey will cure it by just sort of slowly decreasing the infection. Sort of the same thing with other ones. Like here, we've got 10% on that one, so you have to be less than 10%. Here you have to be 25% or less, so you would have to, if you were like at 90% infected, you would need 4 of these things to cure you, or some kind of sort of combination of these ones below. Okay, let's move on. Next, we'll do the sprained broken arm. Your arm is sprained, slowing your weapon speed and handling. This will take some time to heal. Ranged or power attacks will delay your healing or even hurt you. Further critical attacks may result in a broken arm. Max health is lowered by 30. And there's that one. So this will affect a few things. This will lower the swing speed of our arm. And it'll also affect the reload speed of a gun. We have this guy here. We reload it. Not right now. Seems pretty slow. So some of the things you don't want to do with this is, for example, do a power attack with one of your weapons. That will apparently aggravate it. See, every time it's flashing there, it means its time is actually increasing a bit. I don't know if we can get it above what it currently is right now. I know if it's broken, it'll definitely go back up. Yeah, every time you shoot, you can see that it's flashing there as well. All right, let's try to heal it. For that, we're going to need a splint, and that just decreases the healing time. So we'll just use that to see about roughly how much that helps. Nope, the splint doesn't help. So it looks like when you have a sprain, you just have to deal with it for as long as it takes, because these medical splints won't be able to do much for you. Okay, let's break our arm now, shall we? Your arm is broken, slowing your weapon handling, reload speed, and swing speed. Splint or cast will speed up healing. Ranged or power attacks will delay healing or even hurt you. Your max health is lowered by 25%. And there we go. It's a bit broken. And yeah, this is going to be bad for you. We have 1 hour, 59 minutes, but I think if we do a power swing, that'll bring it back up. Nah, not seeming to do much yet. But it's supposed to increase the time it takes to heal, so... And same with the ranged attack. Yeah, that obviously hurts us, so it decreases probably the heal time. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Anyhow, if we use the splint, that decreases the healing time, so now we have 39 minutes on that sucker. But I would assume that if we still are doing stuff like this, this is gonna be bad for it. Yeah, so you can see it. It is hurting us. So, same with this one here. Don't know how much you could get away with yet, but there you go. Sprained leg. Your leg is sprained and slowing you down. This will take some time to heal. Jumping or sprinting will delay healing or even hurt you. Further critical hits may result in a broken leg, and your max health is lowered by 30. Alright, so there's a sprained leg. We go back into our character here. We can, run around and stuff. See, as you're running, this is actual running speed, not walking. It starts to hurt you. So if you stop moving and just walk slowly, it won't really do much more damage to it, which is great. Being up on the roof is great until you have to fall down a little bit. Ugh, and then that hurts a lot. Jumping probably also hurts. Yep, jumping hurts a lot. Obviously, it's just like having a sprained leg, which is great. Just, it models that pretty well. Yeah, and if you have a sprained leg, then that definitely increases the chances of you getting a broken leg. So you want to be very careful once you have this, and I think a splint will help this one. Nope, the splint doesn't help. Yeah, and so of course, if you fall off something higher, say you're fighting on a roof or something, and then you just happen to fall off, then we can have our leg broken, which will be worse. Broken leg. Your broken leg is slowing you down. A splint or even a cast will speed up healing. Jumping or sprinting will delay healing or even hurt you. Your max health is lowered by 25. It will be slower. And of course, running causes problems. Falling off of anything will hurt as well. I don't know if one block is enough to trigger it. I think one block would be, but I guess not. 2 blocks high will trigger it again. Jumping. Yeah, so then we would just use our splint. And then we'll have a cast on our leg, and then we just have to be, kind of careful with it. Obviously, you can see the running there hurts it. My guess is falling off of something too high also hurts it. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, be careful. Just take it easy if you can for 39 minutes. Try not to get one of these before Horde Night, because that will be bad, obviously. Okay, so the concussion also happens when you're fighting zombies and they smash you. Hard enough, pretty much like every other one. And once again, so that gives you 2 hours right there. Concussion. You have suffered a concussion. All attributes are lowered by 1. Use a painkiller to cure this. And your max health is lowered by 25. So yeah, it's not like terrible, but you also get the effect, I don't know if it'll show it right now, of blurriness every now and then. I guess it'll just sort of happen. I don't know if I can just demonstrate this. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be exactly like that, but that's sort of the effect that will happen every now and then, that blurriness. So it'll be interesting when you're like running around. Anyways, to cure it, you just use some painkillers. Boom, gone. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video, hit that like button and share with some friends. Head on over to Twitter and Instagram and follow me over there. I just want to put out a big thanks to my Patreons who help me make these videos. If you want to help the channel out and help me make more videos like this for the channel, head on over to Patreon. Every little bit of support helps. If you want to learn more about 7 Days to Die, hit that subscribe button and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.